Hey, Brandon, what's impressed you the most about Dean Kremer through 3 starts?
Well, I just, I was really high on him in spring training. I really liked his pitch mix. I liked how he attacked guys in the big league spring training games, and he's been even more impressive in these games. You never really know how someone's going to react until they're pitching in a big league stadium, and I think that he's a real confident guy that trusts his stuff. I like his mound presence. I like how competitive he is. I like how he's got different weapons. He just doesn't rely on his mid-90s fastball, but he understands how to pitch also. So he's done that his last 3 starts. I think all 3 starts he had a little bit of different stuff, different pitches working, and he was able to navigate through the order and being able to utilize the pitches that were working well. And so just done a great job so far.
Rich Dubroff.
Brandon, can you tell us about Everett Phillips' injury?
He's got some right elbow soreness. So we're hopeful that we dodged a bullet there from an injury standpoint, but he's got some right elbow soreness. That's as far as I can go with it right now.
Steve Molesky.
Hey, Brandon, was Keegan's fastball off a tick last night? And if it was it nothing unusual?
I think it was pretty close. I thought that he was, he's worked at such a fast pace and a quick rhythm, quick tempo. We talked about why this fastball is on guys, and because of his how fast his arm is and how quick his delivery is. I thought last night, and I talked to him about it after he came out of the game, I thought he was almost too quick last night a little bit, almost rushing through his delivery a little bit. The tempo was even quicker than it was before for me, just from my eyes in the dugout. But I thought his fastball was good. I just didn't think we played very good defense. So I didn't think that helped him last long in the game. And, he gave up a couple runs. That's going to happen. Probably didn't have his best stuff last night, but you're not going to have that every time out. And, I just didn't think we played very well behind him.
John Mioli.
Brandon, at this point, do you think that you will get José Iglesias back this season?
Hoping. In the training room early today, getting treatment, feels better. So hopefully in the next couple of days.
Jeff Arnold.
Hey, Brandon, in terms of Nathan Eovaldi, I mean, he's been pretty tough against you guys this year. What's kind of the game plan that you've learned and sort of figured out first couple times through against him, and what do you guys need to do to get to him early?
Well, when Nate's throwing strikes, he's tough to hit. It's a 100-mile-an-hour fastball with good secondary stuff, real good cutter. When we've got to him in the past, because he's fallen behind in the strike, falling behind in the count. Nooney's got some success against him by getting, in a hitter's count and being on time with them. But he's pitched well against us this year because he's really commanded the ball well. And, he's had good command against both starts against us this year. So hopefully we can grind him out a little bit, wear him out, take some good at-bats, get some traffic. We haven't had a whole lot of traffic here in the last couple of weeks on the bases. Be able to make some things happen and disrupt his rhythm and timing, because he is a guy that has plus stuff, and he's a tough at bat. So we need to get him in the strike zone. That's something we haven't done very well either. Last couple of weeks is not being able to expand out of the strike zone, but get him in the strike zone and take good at bats.
Back to Rich Dubroff.
Hey, Brandon, last night you were critical of the defense, and a couple of times recently you've sort of chided the offense. Is your criticism now, which you've been more critical this year, is that because you have higher expectations of this group than you did a year ago?
I don't know if I've been overcritical more this year. I just think that we didn't play very good defense last night. We made a couple mistakes defensively that hurt Keegan Akin's start. And I think that we haven't swung the bat very well the last couple of weeks. I think that happens with every team throughout a season. So yeah, I think there's some guys that I've seen now for the second year where I've seen improvements, especially these first 30 games this year, where they've shown that they can do some things. And yeah, I think that we have a bunch of guys kind of going through some rough patches, kind of dealing with some, they're trying to finish the season strong and probably trying too hard in a lot of ways. And that's what we've really been going through this last 2 weeks is not taking, really just trying to do too much by myself and not having more of a team aspect look to a team aspect at bat, but putting so much pressure on myself to come through. And it just seems like we have a group of guys that right now are scuffling because they're just trying to do too much.
Mark Viviano.
Hey, Brandon, right along the lines of what you were just talking about there, earlier this season you mentioned when it came to base running, that's something you want to develop and at the lowest levels and everybody have an understanding of it, how you want it done. Is defense in that same category, or is that more individual in terms of success and failure?
Well, it's just really hard to play in this league and win this league and be competitive without playing solid defense and making the routine play. And we're going to make errors. There's no doubt about it. Guys are going to make errors or mistakes in the bases. We're going to make errors defensively. It's learning from those errors and continuing to improve. But we have to continue to focus on both those areas. We have a lot of areas to improve on, but those are two that we really have to get better at, is being able to catch the ball more consistently, being a better base running group. And those are things that we have to get better at going forward. I think there's an emphasis in our minor leagues. Unfortunately, so many guys lost a year of development this year in those two areas where you develop base running instincts, you develop defensive instincts. It's one thing to take ground balls on a backfield. It's another thing to have a ground ball hit you in Fenway Park in a big spot. And so just being able to practice game situation stuff, we lost a year of development in the minor leagues, and we've only played 50-something games of it this year. So I think that's just, going forward, it's just something we're going to continue to pound these guys about playing the game the right way defensively and on the bases.
Jeff Arnold.
And with Rio Ruiz at third base, kind of what are you seeing from him right now?
I think Rio's done a really good job for the most part. I thought that was a little bit of kind of a tough play last night. It's a long throw across. I think he would tell you that he needs to make that play. But, yeah, it's sort of really nice double play turn later in the game. I think just the consistency, confidence and consistency. There's nobody that works harder on their defense than Rio. He takes ground balls every day, throws the bases every day. His work is fantastic. His process is perfect. So it's about just confidence in the game and continuing to play.